field of dreams. Cars and trucks as far as you can see. There's the beast. I do not know the year yet. I need to break a limb off for him. Hang on a second. See if we can get it up off the ground a little bit, then we'll move it off of that tree. If it'll lift it. It may not lift it. Do you want to just try dead center?
I don't know if I can get over there and still push. I mean, I want to be able to hook just a little piece of the blade.
You want to try that bumper? We can try it. If it starts to bend it, I'll just... You don't want to tear it up anymore than it's tore up. Yeah.
Is that round bar? Is that a piece of metal up to the body of the bumper?
Right there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see if I can hook it right there on this side of it.
All right.
Pick up a little. Can you kind of guide me?
Yeah. Come on. Pretty flimsy looking bumper, ain't it?
Did it move?
Well, the whole bumper moved a little bit. Get it off that tree. She's alive. That might be good enough to put these tires on.
Yeah, hit those blocks. Blocks down to the berry.
Oh yeah. What do you think?
I can't pick this thing up, I'll tell you that.
You want to just keep pushing this way? Oh yeah, you're sinking up. How are they? Yeah, the problem is that big four-wheel drive shaft on there is too big for everything we got. So the question is, even if we get it up off the ground, it's gonna be ugly if the whole thing cracks in half. Ain't lifting it, is it? Trying to back now. That ain't gonna work either. Still working on getting it off the trees. This tree, anyway. This is a tilt bed, a dump bed that's on it. I don't know if it's factory. Some of them came with factory dump beds. Don't know about this one. It's pretty soft in here, so we have strap and double strap and triple strap hooked to a tree. Let's see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't snap in half. Oh yeah. That's what we needed right there. So yeah, let me go check. Gotta make sure the front fender's not hitting the tree again. Yeah, we're good. Yeah. That's about it. Okay, moved it a little bit more. It's off the trees all the way, and now if we can get it backwards out up into the field, we can figure out how to get on a trailer, get some tires on it. And we'll look at it close later. Alright, it's back at the base camp. It's got CJ7 tires on the front. They do fit over the hubs. And I got the other door freed up, but they don't latch back shut. There were squirrels living in it because there were tons of pecans in there. In the bottom, this piece flips up And then the seat also flips up. That was full of pecans and squirrel nests. It's pretty neat. But what I've got to do is figure out how to get this leg all the way back here so it's for the other side, because it is not sitting on the frame. That big thing looks like a pipe. That's a root. It has a Garwood lift. And just for a little history, he actually set the first land speed record on water. So it wasn't on land at all. I cleaned out the back a little bit. Like it was new. But that's what I'm doing right now, is gonna figure out how to lift this bed and hope it doesn't get stuck up in the air. Because I know those hydraulic are frozen. That's the part I gotta get up there. Here's a view from the other side. She's a beauty, huh? Remember this bottle I found in that creek, that great bet? It's got a patent number on the bottom, 167345. 1952, that design was made. Pretty neat, huh? I love it when I find something with a patent on it. You can just get on Google and type in patent and then the number. It'll pull up the original drawing. It's fun. You might have already known that, but if you don't, now you got something fun to do. I found one of the emblems under the seat. Now let's raise the hood and look at it. It is so cold. The choke is shut, and it's always been shut since it was parked, which probably means they couldn't get it started, so they decided to pull the tires off and forget it. But that may not be the case at all. There's a hydraulic pump. There's a hydraulic reservoir. That's French, you know. This is a Ramsey winch that is shaft driven. The long skinny shaft in the bottom. And I hooked up battery to here, and the lights on the dash and everything came up. And that's encouraging because it means all the wires are semi in place. So I've got to find out exactly what kind of engine this is. It is a GM. And the guy said it was replaced, so I don't think it's the original. GM straight 6. Can anyone tell me about just looking at that? What it is? It has a Chevrolet valve cover, but I think all the GMs had Chevrolet valve covers. It's pretty cool when the wind starts blowing hard. It really gets cold. Kind of dusted out a little bit though. But she's a little beauty, huh? So far. Alright, here's the problem. That's in pretty good shape. I think a little JB weld and that should work again. I'm just kidding. So I had to jack it up right here. I just wedged a 4x4 in there, 6x6, and jacked it up. You'll like this. That is a oak broom handle. That's holding the whole bed up. Got a little bend in there, doesn't it? I'm just looking. So now it is at least level, semi-level, the bed anyway, with the rest of the wagon. So it doesn't look like it's about to break in half. A lot of these old trucks look like they were about to break in half anyway. So I would like to get the bed all the way up in the air. Eventually take these hideous toolboxes off the side. And I don't know. Somebody spent some time building those things. They may have been bought. A purchase. Here's some beer cans. They came with it. But anyway, the bed is not resting on the cab anymore. It was way down here and it was touching. It is not touching any bit. Let me get this little crescent wrench out of the way. I got that thing on top freed up too, that little lift. I know none of these things matter if this thing's not running, but it's just the fun stuff I can do real quick. It was made by Independence MO. I can't even remember if that's Missouri or Montana. Gold Foundry something. There's where the water's getting in. There's one hole in the roof right there. That's where the siren was. When I first looked in this thing, I thought, man, this thing has 4 shifters. The one on the floor is the front and rear PTO, if I'm not mistaken, because it has a front PTO shaft and a rear. So that's my guess on it. The 2 little ones, I don't know. Maybe transfer high and low, and maybe 4-wheel drive high and low, or 4-wheel drive. The big fat knob on the dash engages the PTO pump. The little button right there that's all crustacean is, I don't know what that is. This may be the choke. I don't know. I know, I would assume the windshield wipers were vacuum driven or a little air pump. I don't know. There's a piece of wood right above that door over there. Hey, here's the maintenance records. Right here. SO. So anyway, I'm figuring it out piece by piece. If you own one of these, I'll be open to any suggestions. It has a monojet carb. And believe it or not, I pulled the dipstick and the oil looks better than the oil in Old Blue. Might need a little seal around the window, but none of the glass, only one piece of glass is broken, and it's the one on the other side. It's cracked but not gone. The underside of this, but see, surely that thing didn't really sit that high, because that's the rest. I mean, that's, what is that, 6 inches taller? For it to be level, it would have to be that high. So the question is, I don't know what the question is. I looked up the Garwood lift. It is a 3-ton lift on this little bitty truck. There, I don't think I would raise 3 tons up in the air real high with this little bitty thing. I know what you want to know is what's inside this side. I'll show you something interesting. This is all the stuff I got out of the floor under the seat. I can't remember. This little bitty piece of, this one is metal. Piece of metal, I started to say plastic, not piece of nothing bad. There is one on eBay for $200. Somebody has lost their mind if they're gonna pay $200 for that. And then the next lowest price one, I think, was like 56 bucks. But then there's also some aftermarket ones, and you get the pair of them for $26. I do not need either one. There's a lot of aftershave. And that's all that's in there. Another piece of fishing rod. That's where a mouse lived. There's a box of hooks. Was eagle claw fishing hooks. Pew stink. Pew stink. Pew shank. Alright, that's it. So what I want to do is figure out how dangerous it would be to get this bed up in the air and then crawl underneath it. I don't know. I don't know. Alright, I'm done forcing you to look at it right now. I'll make some progress and we'll come back. I was about to go show you some more of the old Willys. But I've decided I'm gonna sit right here about 20 minutes and take a nap. Then I'll wake up. We'll go look at the wagon. She's taking a nap too. What are you drinking? Orange what?
Diet Coke.
Back at it. The plan is to raise the bed all the way up. Well, maybe not. That's looking good. You know what? I think I can just unbolt it right there, and right there, and right there, right there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts there, right? Because this is made to this, and this. I can't see. Why don't y'all come help me? I think the bearded one is on his way. But I think that's the case. Yeah, I think so. And then, right here, maybe. I'm gonna take these off first. Check it out now. I got the toolbox off. I got the trash out, set all the roaches free, harvested a few. Oh, what is that? Oh, those are ants. I think it's in good shape. What do you think, little JB Weld? Good painter, fix that. See, that's good. That'll give me those bars. There's my broom handle. It's working. But what I think I want to do, I bring my phone out. This is kind of bed I want to build for it. Wait right there for a second. Let me show you this. Of course, this is just an internet photo. You may not be able to see it. But I want to kind of build a stake bed like that. Can you see that picture? Talk to me. I don't want it that nice, the whole truck that nice. It's like having a brand spanking new or antique perfect gun. It's kind of worthless. Unless you just want to look at it. Oh yeah, I think now I should have shown the process in case you have one just like this. You can get your toolbox off. But chances are this is the only one of its kind. Not because it's a rare thing, but because somebody did this homemade. So the next step is take this box off this side after I get all this out. They're nice little boxes. I don't know if that works. This wrench is probably worth more than this whole Jeep. The Ridge Tool Company. Go and go and go. And 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. There's more ants. Let's remove this ant bed and place it. Looks like it's going to be time for some bug spray, doesn't it? I think so. So I'm going to clean this out and get this box off. Same side. I think we got it loose Joker's still heavy. It's off on this side. Oh, I know what we gotta do. We gotta pry this. That's kind of out now. I think I just popped it out. So, I guess he's trying to lift it up and take it off, or what do you think? Oh, let's try. She's coming along. So the body's still pretty good up here, though. It's been sitting right there 20 years, resting and rusting. So we'll be able to get to everything now and see what the problem is. See why the back wheels don't turn. Right, because it's in gear. Okay, we're getting there now. She's in the air. Everything on here looks great. Now we gotta get it off. It's off. Now if it was running, I'd go ahead and start building a bed for this thing. After I put everything back together. So what's next? Take the spare off and figure out why the rear end's not turning. There's that. I like this setup. Interesting note. These lug nuts tighten to the left and come off to the right. I don't know why. That is a root. I think I'm gonna clean all this metal off and get my blower out and blow all this junk off, because when I get under it, all this goes in my eyeballs. I mean, it feels good for like a few minutes, but after a while it starts hurting. Alright, everything's cleaned off and blown off. The tank from the outside actually doesn't look that bad. Except for that hole in it right there. Okay, maybe it does look that bad. I still can't get that root out right there. But it looks kind of nice. Adds a touch of home to it. So now I've got to figure out how to get these off. The drums, and I would assume you take that off and that off. I've sprayed them. It'd be easy to build a bed for it, a stake bed. I just want to make sure that everything works first. I do not plan on restoring it. I plan on just making it run and be fully functional. I just got to get a GPS system in it, so if I travel like to California on the back roads, I don't know how to get there. There's ants all over it, so I do need to call an exterminator. I was mistaken. Pull the dust cap off, pull the cotter pin out, and then you loosen that up. If you don't have a socket that big, use a Gigantor croissant. What you're doing. You take your nut off and that off. I do not have a puller either. And it has a key in it. Looks like I'm going to have to invest in a puller. Or a mule. I don't have a mule. I have a cat. He's a strong cat. But he doesn't like to get his paws dirty. I understand. Alright, we'll do this later on this side. I gotta go get a pull air. Ow, that hit my toe. That's why steel toe boots are not a good idea. If you want to make the world a more beautiful place, put out a decent YouTube video that shows how to replace a generator with an alternator, complete with wiring. I've watched all of them, and they're all pretty much not very informative. This thing has a generator, and it is pretty crusty. Christy ain't the word for it. That thing hasn't turned in so long, it's ridiculous. So I took it out. I believe this is the only one on earth and nobody else has one. Unless I'm wrong. I still haven't even figured out what engine this is. It is a straight 6, I know that. There's GM numbers right there. And there's GM numbers on the other side. The GM numbers over here are 5555057. Yes, they're way down there, but that's the, I'm sorry, 8888057. And I'm trying to find out. Oh, there's some on the side right there too. Of the head. The starter, I took the starter off yesterday, and there was many rat and mouse houses up inside the transmission. Still have not got it unlocked. It's froze up. But my problem is I can't figure out what size engine, what kind of engine that is, or what it came out of. I believe it is a 292. But I don't know that for sure. And the guy I got it from had no idea. He guessed, but... So, I gotta get a plan, figure out how to replace this. And, who knows on the rest for right now. Well, believe it or not, I got this freed up. This thing spins fine, so now I gotta get that nut off there and see if I can find a new pulley. But I don't know how to test those to see if they work. This is an honest video. I can pretend like I know what I'm doing, but I don't. So I'm doing a piece at a time. Although I got a bunch of pieces off and missing. My offspring seem to think that this thing's never gonna run. Oh, it's gonna run. Maybe. So if I got that, so if you know any tips, how do you test that and see if it's working? I wonder if Willys will do that. I got a starter from them, but I'm not gonna hook it up until I get the engine broke free, because once you hook it up, you own it. You know what I mean? And now I can't get that nut off of there. So what I'm going to use is this little pipe wrench and hold on to that. Try it. But what I did with the pipe wrench, let me tell you what I've done to try to get it, the engine from being unseized. It's actually not seized, it's locked up. If it was seized, there'd be more than one person around and they'd probably have weapons and stuff. It's locked up. It's frozen in time. I put it on the drive shaft and nothing happened. I pulled the starter out. It got on the flywheel down there in the holation, and the flywheel didn't move. You cannot get a 1/4-inch drive, which is what it usually is, into the main bearing area down there to turn it. So that was not an option. So I've sprayed Blaster since 1957 into all the cylinders, hoping that will free them up. That's the only 3 things I've done. No, I've done more. I've wrapped straps around the tires and tried turning it from the rear end. So now I'm just standing here. What I do is just come out every day and look at this thing. We've reached some sort of an impasse, haven't we? So any ideas from you old school mechanics? I know you guys know how to fix this thing. The number one help would be identifying this engine. I'm going to try to look at that number and I'll tell you what it is. It looks like that number is 866, I'm sorry, stop that, 886FT10. And that's on the block, and the numbers on the I'm sorry, that's on the head. The numbers on the engine block are 8888057 with a GM underneath it. Oh, I see some more numbers down there. Nobody told me about those. Right behind the dipstick. Hang on, let me look at those. Okay, here we go. These are the numbers on the So much reflection out here. Let's walk into this area. See if you can see that. 886 F10 maybe? 886 FF10 or F... I don't know. That is the head. That is the engine block. Maybe that's a S888. Is that a S or is that 888? 05T GM. And the next numbers down there on the bottom are 465 or 435. I don't know. Goodness gracious. Let's go back out of doors. I'm just out here feeding the mosquitoes. They're all hungry this afternoon. So that's it for round one of the Willys Overture. Willys or Willis, whatever floats your boat. I still think she's gonna run eventually again. It needs to, doesn't it? It's too cool to just let sit here. Be a part of yard artsy, Americana, Automobilicana, Truckicana. Thanks for watching this video. Any insight, fire me up. I had this idea. I could use that pipe wrench and stick it between here and there and pry it and make this back wheel turn, but that didn't work. You know why it didn't work? I think I about broke my neck when I did that, but here's the reason it didn't work. Right there. I went to this truck rolled into town once somewhere, and it was a Homey Air tool cell. This is when I just got out of the Navy. I didn't have any tools. I thought, man, these are good prices. I bought all these neat tools. After I broke every finger on both hands and busted my knuckles day after day after day, I took every one of those tools that I had broken in half and I threw them in the garbage. And I went and bought a bunch of nice tools. And I still have them. My truck still doesn't run, but I still have those tools. I don't have that big pipe wrench anymore. Now I'm done with this video. Check this out. Watch the two little lights. That one and that one. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's like something off Cars, isn't it? It just says hello. They're excited. Y'all check it out. They're going to be driving this. Come on. Open the door and get in it. Go. Geronimo, go around the other side. Y'all get in. This is what y'all are going to be driving to. This is where you open the door. You move the hoe out of the way. Get in. Sit in that seat. Sit in that wood is the seat. Really, just climb up in there. Get in. Swing your legs around. Be careful, your foot will go through the floor. Slide your feet around. Get in, Geronimo. Good. Get in the wagon.
Can I get out?
No, you got to put your hands on the steering wheel.
Really?
Yeah, put those in your lap.
But like,
put those in your lap. Get up in there. Sit down. Get in.
oh my god!
Get in and close the door. You don't have to slam it. Just close it. Twilight, move your feet around to the front like you're gonna do the pedals. Move your feet over there. I want to see if you fit. These children are so spoiled. They don't realize they're driving this to school one day. It looks good on y'all. Are you good? Y'all are driving it to school.
Yeah, I'm gonna be driving something way different.
What do you think about it? You think it's gonna run one day? Oh, it's going to. It's gonna purr like a kitten. Alright, now I'm gonna see what else lights up.